All right, Onat. So today we'll be talking about a very hot topic, which is called tariffs. So why don't you get us started with the meaning?
A tariff is a tax one country puts on products imports from other country. It makes those products more expensive.
Well said. So if you think about the income statement, where does it hit within the income statement, this expense?
Tariff hits the COGS line, cost of goods sold, because they raise the cost of imports to the materials or products.
Correct. And why not OPEX then? That's also an expense.
OPEX, or as we say, operating expenses, includes costs like salary, marketing, rent, and software tools. These don't change because of tariffs. Tariffs hits what you buy, not how you run your office.
You're absolutely right. So if you are, let's say, hypothetically, a company owner and you have a company established, let's say, in the United States, when Trump puts 145% on China's goods coming from China, it will affect the raw materials and the packaging materials that are produced in China, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So if that is the case, then let's hypothetically assume that you are the CEO of a company that is based in US that is impacted by these tariffs. What kind of strategic and tactical moves you gotta have to make in order to mitigate those tariffs?
Okay, so I got multiple ideas. One of them is to move production to another country with lower or no tariffs.
Okay, and how, like, give me an example. Well, which country? How many percent tariff?
So looking at the Trump's tariff table, we can see that the lowest percentage of the tariff is 10%. So put we can move the production to one of those countries, as an example, Turkey, Ukraine, and the UK.
That's a pretty good idea. I would say a step down from 145% to 10% sounds really reasonable, if not super good idea. All right, what's next?
So my second idea is move it back to the origin country. So in this case, the US.
Yeah, exactly. But is there any caveat?
Yes, it will take approximately 3 to 5 years to build a factory.
That is correct. And I don't see it as a short-term or quick solution, let's say. Shall we?
Yes, it's not a quick solution that can be done really fast.
That is correct. So give me another example.
So we can renegotiate with the suppliers to share the cost increase with the suppliers.
Yeah, you're right. When you have something like 145% expense, you can obviously go back to the suppliers and share a certain percent of that cost, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Since 145% is a lot, like you said, you can negotiate with the suppliers to share the cost.
Yeah, it happened before when the previous tariffs were applied, even in the first Trump administration. All right, what's next?
So my fourth idea is to redesign products to use local materials.
Okay, what else?
My fifth idea is lobby for policy changes.
Yeah, usually, the manufacturers or the company owners can get together and visit Mr. Trump in order to soften the blow on the tariffs. That's always an idea. What else?
So my sixth idea is the increase prices to protect margin.
Give me some understanding about that. I mean, how does that work?
Historically, we know that companies pass the cost increase to consumers, which they may reduce on consumption and revenues.
Yeah, you may be able to pass it on. Maybe it's gonna be difficult with 145%, but if it was much lesser, I would say it would be more straightforward to do that. But then again, this might reduce the demand. So yeah, you have a point. So it's a double-edged sword, as we say it, right? What else? Anything
Yes.
else?
Uh, my last idea is to reduce OPEX, such as reducing marketing and advertisement spend or R&D. Worst case, restructure the company and lean out the org.
Yeah, that is also well said. I would still say, as you mentioned, it's a last resort because, these kind of things can have implications on the growth trajectory of the company. So yes, well said. Well, thank you, Onat, for educating our audience, and I'll see you in the next meeting.
Thanks for having me. I will be there.